beautiful. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Zinofamba.
Must be in the business of making men, not women. Every church must be in the business of making men. Because when one man is made, one family is safe. One community is safe. But when one man is destroyed, 86 rape cases, banks. The question is not what do we do with women? The question is what do we do with men? Since men are the perpetrators of evil on the face of the earth, we need therefore to take this commandment seriously. Let us make men. Because after we've developed the women, where are the men who will live with these women? I enjoyed the presentations while I was sitting here. You come and listen to me at your own risk. Because I don't expect you to like what I say, not on a single day. If a wife and a husband that you sleep with every night, you quarrel with them, who am I? I enjoyed the presentations. V1, as we're taking off beyond return. I like that part. We are safer off in the air. We can no longer be on the ground. I like the men's part. Beautiful. I think these two guys, I'll make an arrangement to bring them up to South Africa. You know, we need this message. I'm serious. I'm serious. I will make an arrangement. We fly them into South Africa and we come and we share there. But as I usually say down south, Every time a man is holding his manhood, he is holding the library of his ancestors. They stay there. Therefore, our tools, which hang between our legs, must not be tools of mass destruction, but of mass construction. Men are connecting cables between the past and the future. Before you connect your cable, establish if the ground is fertile. Many of us who are here, I know by percentage, are Christians, so I will be gentle in my takeoff, intentionally. Because I can be offensive deliberately.
Yeah.
I like what you said. The 4 lepers needed to reach a time when they say, if we stay here, we die. If we go there, we die. Either way, we die. So life is not about living. Life is deciding where you die. Either way. What do you say in Tonga when you say you're going to die either way? Either way. Ukaramo, stay in church, you die. Go to politics, you die. Stay poor, you die. You become rich, you die. Decide where you want your funeral to be. And I like their resolution. Would rather die in pursuit of solutions, rather than die in the complacency of our own poverty. Rather, we die looking for solutions. I like that part. I like that part. That resolve, he calls it dangerous decisions. Yeah? See, I was listening, you see? I was listening. I also heard, I can't remember who amongst you went on to talk the issues of 6 days without labor and sabbatarial issues. I think it was you. And I thought maybe I'm just trying to find some basis for my conversation. It was going to get heated up very soon. It's going to get heated up very soon here. And he went on to describe the issues of the worshippers and Sabbath keeping. I want to disqualify many of you from becoming Sabbath keepers. Because you are not Sabbath keepers. All right. Ask me why.
Why? Tell us.
Because the black book says 6 days shall thou labor. So if you are not working for 6 days, you can't rest on the 7th day. Because you are already breaking the commandment by resting for 6 days, thinking you are going to rest on the 7th day. That's the first problem. So if you are not working, don't go to church. You don't qualify even to enter. Only those who have labored deserve rest. Someone say amen out there.
Amen.
Yeah. Only those
Sweated.
then they can enter into rest. Number 2, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Problem number 2. If you are doing their work, don't go to church. If you are employed, don't go to church. Hear me very well. Because I know particularly those who grew up in Sabbath school classes have a problem of comprehension. So listen very carefully. Listen very carefully.
Yes, talk.
I know tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday, this will be trending. So I must say it clearly. If you are doing their work, you don't qualify for the Sabbath. I will make it even more difficult. If they say come to work on Sabbath, please go. You will die of hunger.
Talk, man.
6 days labor and do thy work. There is a personal pronoun right there. Thy work, your work. Work you, not work them. I like that part. Man is an industry. Convert yourself into a productive industry, not only a reproductive center, a productive industry. Labor gives you, qualifies you to enter. Number 2, labor at your estate. Qualification number 2. 6 days labor, do all thy work. You and your servants. Qualification number 3. If you don't have servants, don't come to church. If it is just you, a dedicated Christian, and your wife and children, those are not servants, those are your children. The black book says you and your servants, not servants. I'm not talking about a housemaid. It's plural. Servants, plural. So if you have one housemaid, you are almost there but not yet qualified. We start counting from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Then you qualify. Labor is number 1. Personal estate is number 2. Servants is number 3. Number 4. And your donkeys. If you don't have livestock or trucks or business moving your goods from one place to another, if you don't have industry of donkeys that are carrying your things to other places, please don't come to church. You don't qualify. We want people here with donkeys. The next one will mess up your head. Visitors. Visitors. No, this is a big man, not a visitor. My auntie has come to visit me. No, you don't have visitors. When we talk donkeys and visitors, you need to understand these are multinational business transactions that are happening at your estate, and your visitors come. The last one will mess up your head. Which are within thy gates. If your house has one gate, just one gate, no, don't come to church. It says gates. Did you hear me? It says you need to have what's happening on the gate on the east. What's happening on the gate in the north? Have you closed the gates in the south? Did we put another servant on the gate on the western side? Now this man who has gates, visitors, donkeys, estate, servants, personal employment. These are the people who were given the command, remember the Sabbath day.
To keep it holy.
And then they get excited. Maponga is fallen out of the faith. This is why they say so. Because they don't want to implement the verse as it is. Your president of the conference is not an Adventist. Your pastors are not Adventists. Your elders are not Adventists. They are not Sabbath keepers. Because none of them have a donkey or a gate or gates or servants. Poor paupers. Constantly plant our minds with a mindset of poverty. I'm too old to apologize. I'm too old. I'm going grey now. And there's no member who will do better than his pastor. Same WhatsApp group. Same WhatsApp group. They have now taken poverty as a form of holiness. The poorer you are, the closer you are to heaven. is a new day. Fresh beginning for the African continent. Shall we be on our feet? Let's get started. Put your hand on your head, if that is your head. If your hand is not on your head, either English is the problem or you don't have what I'm asking for. Say after me, this is how I think.
This is how I think.
I want to hear people. I want to talk to you today in a very big way. This is how I think.
This is how I think.
One more time with conviction. This is how I think.
This is how I think.
Put your hand on your heart if there is anything in there. Say after me, this is how I feel.
This is how I feel.
Come on, I don't hear the ladies. This is how I feel.
This is how I feel.
Put your hand in your hand and say after me, this is how I do.
This is how I do.
With conviction, this is how I do.
This is how I do.
For the sake of those who failed Form 4, this is how I think. This is how I feel.
This is how I feel.
This is how I do.
This is how I do.
For the last time, so that you never forget it, this is how I think.
This is how I think.
This is how I feel.
This is how I feel.
This is how I do.
This is how I do.
While you're still standing, let's go together. You've been sitting for a long time. The first H in life is the H of the head. The H of the head. This is my introduction in all my presentations around the world. So don't worry. You will hear it 1,000 times. I'll keep on saying it. The first H is the H of the head. The head must not be used for cosmetic purposes. It is a thinking center.
Right.
You cannot be putting on a weave for 4,500 and you are reading a newspaper for two kwacha. The quality of your thoughts must be superior to the quality of the papers that you are reading. Fill up your mind with good information. One more time, fill up your mind with
Good information.
Because when the face is beautiful and the software is not working, hardware suffers. When a country is beautiful and leadership is not working, resources suffer. When a homestead is beautiful but leadership is missing, the people in that house will always suffer. It's a principle that beauty is not sustainable without a reasonable mind that drives it. Therefore, polish up your software and your hardware will start working properly. And many men are in the business of extending and enlarging their manhood. Don't enlarge it. Enlarge it.
Upstairs.
You don't need a bigger tool. You need a better software.
That's too heavy, man.
Come on. Are men still here? You don't need a bigger. You need a better. The first H is the H of the mind. Zambia, think.
Yes. Right.
Africa, think. We can't be zombies of Rick. Taught you and shared with you how to think. That's why I came here. That's my estate. That's the gift. Guy Nyamkopon gave me when I was coming here. That my business will not be of teaching. I will do that with every breath that is in me. If you fail in my class, you are beyond teaching. Quit life. The first H, the head. Think about it. The next H is the heart. Next H is the
heart.
Passion. What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you kick a blanket in the morning and say, I must get this thing done? And by the way, passion attracts money. A girlfriend found you right now from Monza and just flashes a little bit and says, I want you here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. You understand what I'm talking about? Just a little flash. And she says, please, the rest of it, you'll see when you come here. The boy has no money, he has no car, he has nothing. I don't know how he will make it tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, he will be in Monza. He will take his phone to the pawn shop. He will go to a friend, may I have some money? He will run around, why something very important has come up. Even at work, please excuse me, boss, there's an emergency. Passion attracts money. Stop chasing money. Start chasing your passion.
Again.
You didn't hear me? Stop chasing. Don't look for quachas. Quachas are running away from you. Find out what you like doing. Money will follow what you like doing. He's a musician. You don't sing because you get paid. You sing because you like it.
Then we pay him.
Life must be a prostitution. You must get paid for enjoying yourself.
Exactly.
That's why the tagline on my business, Farmers of Thought, it's actually, for every voice, there is an invoice. For every voice, there is an invoice. Immediately when you hear my voice, someone is paying. And I do that to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And while I'm enjoying myself, I am getting paid while I'm having fun. Whether I make money today or tomorrow or when, money will follow me. All the days of my life. When others, poverty will follow you all the days of your life. Find your passion. It's not a profession, by the way. A profession is not passion. That's why many poor service delivery. Where's the government official? That's why we have poor service delivery. Because we have professional people who are not passionate about their jobs. Their jobs have become prisons for them. You find nurses who chose nursing as a profession, not as a passion. Teachers who hang their jackets in class and spend the whole day outside the class. Find your passion. I think you love fishing more than anything else. Find your passion. And very soon you'll be selling your passion at a premium. Breathing fish farm. Huh? I started playing music as a hobby, a passion. The other day I got 160,000 cash from Hollywood. My music is now making soundtracks for movies in Hollywood. My passion is now in my account.
Wow.
No, that's for witchcraft. That's for witchcraft. Witchcraft is in my account.
Say it again.
Some of you, when you talk, you get beaten. Some of us, when we talk, there's an SMS that comes in, and it's from the bank. Find that which you love doing. Do it so well that it attracts money for you. This one is a nice one. Stop upgrading your CV. You have never seen a mango tree running around the market saying, I'm selling mangoes, mangoes here, mangoes, bananas, avocados. No, trees don't do that. Trees just find a nice place on the face of the earth. They plant themselves there. They sink their roots, connect to the water that is in the ground, check out the seasons, fruits in due season, fill up your branches with fruits. Those who want fruits will come here. Stop looking for jobs. Improve yourself. We will find you. You didn't hear me? Stop advertising yourself. Improve your service delivery. Improve the quality of your service. Sharpen your skills. We will find you. A medical doctor, my learned friend, who is a general practitioner, 150 people per day, headache, backache, toothache, footache, what, stethoscope, temperature, what, 200 kwacha per client, 150 people later, tired at the end of the day. He says, I'm tired of being a general practitioner. I just want to measure on the eyes, the ears, and the mouth, DNA, The line reduces to 50 people per day. Consultation increases. No, still it's too much. I want just to focus on the ears only. The line gets further, smaller, the value gets higher. No, I don't want the whole ear. I just want, or the eye, I just want the cornea only. End up with 2 customers per day, thousands of dollars in their account. Specialize and your value will increase. Too much sweat sometimes means the software is not working. Sweat is not always equivalent to results. Sometimes sharpening your axe helps you to cut trees far much faster. Think about that. Feel about that. Number 3, the hand. The head, the heart. Now we're in the hand. It's in the pipeline. It's in the pipeline. It's in the pipeline. Hell no. How long is this pipeline? Just cut the damn pipe. Cut the pipe. What are the blockages in this pipeline that you can always is the pipeline? How long is the pipeline? There's a time in life where you must walk up to the pipeline until you find where there are blockages for your success. For sometimes you are an enemy to yourself, using some of the issues you were talking about. Blocked in religion, blocked in politics, blocked in culture, even blocked by yourself. Some of you are not friends of yourselves. If we leave you in a room with a rope and there is food for 2 weeks, and we just put something on top of a small little bar. We're not saying hang yourself. We just leave it there, and we close you in a room in quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm not joking. A good percentage of us here will be found hanging. They will kill themselves because you're not good company to yourself. You, with yourself, you are capable to kill yourself. So the enemies sometimes are not outside there. Sometimes the enemies are where? I said the hand is for doing. The hand is for doing. It's not what you're thinking about. It's not what you're feeling about. It's what you're doing about. Follow me carefully. As a marriage officer, many times people come to me, then you say to them, say I do. You say I do. Say I do. I do. Say I do. I do. Wife, say I do. I do. Husband, say I do. I do. Even me, 33 years later of being a pastor, I still don't know what they're going to do. But they must agree that they're going to do. Come on guys, they're going to do. Then 3 weeks later, they come back for counseling. She's refusing to do, or he's refusing to do. I don't know what will happen, but marriage is not a noun. Marriage is a verb. Life is not a noun. Life is a verb. You don't marry a piece of paper called a marriage certificate. Well, after a wedding, you take that piece of paper, put it in an envelope, throw it on top of the wardrobe, there, behind there. Look for the 2-legged certificate. That one will get you pregnant. That's a man. That's a woman. That's life. That's where marriage is happening. Not on a piece of paper. Your qualifications, throw them as far away from you as possible. Start happening. Start doing. I'm the father of this house. You have failed. Father. I'm a pastor. Rubbish. Shut up. Pastor. Don't tell us what you're qualified in. Do the verbs. We'll give you the nouns. Shall we be seated? Do the. We will give you the nouns. Let me fly. I don't have the whole day. The making of men There's two issues in it. Let us make men in our own image. 1, 2. After our likeness. I won't have time to apply everything. I'll fly past. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Work very closely with these two gentlemen. We are bringing Farmers of Thought Institute into Zambia. We want all of you to become part of that. For Farmers of Thought, so that we can all be on the same page. Some people are asking me, why not assuming political office? I said it would be very dangerous to start running for politics with the wrong software of thinking. We will kill each other before even the election itself. Who is going to be the treasurer? Who is going to be the SG? Who is going to be the chief whip? Before we even catch the rabbit, we'll be fighting over who is going to eat the thigh. So we start off by aligning our thinking for the next generation. How do you know that the society is healthy? When one generation plants trees which are going to be eaten by the next generation. You didn't hear me? So as long as you're still planting for you to eat, now, you don't have generational thinking. Generational thinking has to do with you. Right now, starting up an orchard, which you know the first fruits are coming 3 to 4 to 5 years from now. And my children and my grandchildren will be eating from these trees. Then that generation is safe. Let us make man in our own image. What does that mean? In our own likeness. And instead of God cutting pieces of himself to make men, he takes the soil, the water, and the wind and forms man. Follow me carefully. Therefore, there is something in the soil that is in God. Come on, guys. There is something in the water that is in God. There is something in the air that is in God. And these three things put together. This is my image. This is my likeness. Before I go very far, I start right there. If you want to make money, understand those three elements. What kind of businesses are found in the soil? Don't worry when you love money. There's nothing wrong with it. You just love what you're made out of. It's simple. From the ground we have come, to the ground we shall return. That's not a verse for the funeral. That is a verse for life. Don't read that at a funeral. Read that at a graduation. From the ground you came, to the ground, you return and get your food, get your minerals, get your resources back in the ground where you come from. Agriculture, mining, housing, all is in the ground. I won't have time, you can go and do your own research. Number 2, the birds of the air. There's business in the air. Aviation, solar. I like the other one. Other people have become so cruel, they're even selling oxygen in hospitals. Oxygen. Selling oxygen. And my favorite, there are those that are selling airtime. Do you hear the word? What are they selling? Air. They just put a time after that, airtime. Right here in the atmosphere here, there are millions of signals. From TV to radio, AM, FM, cell phones, all of us with cell phones here. There are signals that are in the air, which we cannot see. And other people are making money out of the air. To you, it's too hot today. There's too much dust in the air. Someone else is ching-ching, ching-ching in the very air that you're complaining about. Remember this, you are also made out of the very same air. Harness businesses of the air. Number 3, the water. the businesses that are in the water, from marine businesses to mining businesses to transportation businesses to fishing businesses to academic aqua lives and the rest of it. Water is a food, to selling water. If you have nothing to do with anything, just sell it. Put it in a bottle and put a sticker. And yet we complain there are no job opportunities. Hear the preacher. Remember what you are made out of. Harvest that. Convert that into business. And all those business like you, they like you because you look like them. May the Spirit interpret some of these things into your spirit. Then they will make sense. The psychology of this passage for Africa therefore means until Africa understands its soil, Africa understands her airspace, Africa understands her water resources, poverty will remain our middle name when resources are next to us. I feel like preaching right now. There was a man who was sitting at the gate called Beautiful. There was a man sitting at the gate called Beautiful, and he was begging for gold. You need to go back and study and find out what was the gate Beautiful made out of. It was built by Solomon. In case you did not know, what did Solomon use to build the gate? Then you need to go to David and find out how many tons of gold, of silver, and precious minerals did David put together to build this temple. The gate called Beautiful had gold, had diamonds, had silver, and everything on it. And there was a beggar sitting at the gate begging for gold while living on gold.
Come on now. What?
Begging for gold while living on gold. Painful picture for Africa, where you take your gold, you dig it and put it in the ships. It goes into Europe. Europe puts it into their reserves and they borrow you money using your very gold as surety for your own debt. How stupid can you be?
There's nothing worse.
London does not even have a dustbin or a small little quarry, where you can scratch and you get 2 grams of gold. London, Britain, not a single quarry. Yet they are the highest sellers of gold in the whole world, and Africa is in debt. Yet Africa owns all the gold that is there. Why can't our governments dig up gold and fill up our reserve banks and then benchmark our currency to the gold that we have? Can we not compete with the pound?
Why not?
Where's the government official? I really wish he was here to be taking notes. So that you don't tell us how we can do business development. Business development is not always about export. Business development sometimes has to do with us looking inward. How do we protect our own resources, maximize them, beneficiate them, so that the rest of the world can deal with us on our own terms? Every time you are exporting raw material out of your countries, you are exporting jobs. I see all the Zambian trucks carrying copper from Durban, 16, 20 of them in a line. 6 kilometers later, you meet another 25 trucks in a line. Another 40 kilometers later, you find another 8 in a line. You are now reaching Harry Smith. After Harry Smith, another 15 in a line. Another 20 in a line. You are now in Vereeniging, another 5 in line. You are now in Pretoria, another 16 in a line, 20. Before you get to Beitbridge, hundreds of trucks driving through Zambia into the Durban port, carrying your copper. Zambia, are you still fast asleep? follow your trucks. Where are they taking this copper to? What are they doing with it? Follow it to the factory and find them doing things with your copper. This is where I wish the president should have been here.
Yes.
I would have told him on his face, take government money, go and buy that factory. Bring the factory to Nola, here to Kabe and Kitwe. No transport needed, straight from the mine into the factory. Sell the finished products. How many jobs? How many jobs will Zambia create by manufacturing motherboards of computers? By manufacturing electronic gadgets, electrolyte strips for batteries. How many jobs will Zambia create? How will that affect your GDP? We are not poor as Africa with poor leadership. And the face is beautiful. And the software is not working. Hardware suffers. Then the black book does not stop there. It says, be fruitful and let's go together. Some of you read these things in a hurry because of too much church work. I'm working with you slowly. And I use the Bible deliberately. Because if I start where I am now in African studies, many of you will think that I'm a heathen. So I'm working with you from what you know to what you don't know. Please don't insult me. I'm being patient with you. I know when you read this thing, be fruitful. No, the Bible doesn't say that. Be fruitful. Be filled with fruit. Be fruitful. Listen carefully. You can count the number of apples in a dish, but you can't count the number of apples in a seed.
Again.
You can count the number of apples in a dish, but you can't count the number of apples that are in a seed. We need people therefore who understand the seed mindset rather than the eating mindset of apples. For he who plants vegetables, hashtag, he who plants vegetables will never eat fruit. Be fruitful. Because inside every fruit, there is a seed. So yes, enjoy the fruit. But the seeds are for plantation. Now you can read the passage and enjoy it. Be fruitful and multiply. How do you multiply? Then you take the one seed. Come on, guys. You take the one seed and you put it in the ground. Tell me, how many mangoes will this seed give you when you plant it correctly? And for how many years will you be eating mangoes from this tree? That is multiplication. If out of every fruit that is coming from this mango tree, the seed is planted again, he who has given you a seed has given you a forest. Come on, guys, you're not moving with me. You're not moving with me out there. He who has given you a seed has actually given you every harvest. You just tell the children, please put my seeds here. Put my seeds here. They dry up in the sun. You cut them open. Put them in those shake. And November comes. They are shooting out again. Put them back in the ground. Next season, please bring my seeds again. You can populate this world before you die in your own lifetime. And put a tree on every corner of your household, because seeds measure potential. Whereas fruits measure satisfaction. Be fruitful. Then multiply. The third one, replenish the earth. That's expansion strategy. When you replenish, you're moving beyond your boundaries to other territories. I'm rushing somewhere, forgive me, I won't have time to dwell there much. And finally it says, only those that are fruitful and have multiplied and have replenished the earth will have dominion. Come on. You can't have dominion if you don't have territorial advantage. We are having dominion. We are going to have dominion. Dominion in a one-roomed house. Dominion with a one gate. Dominion with one shop, one little corner shop. One shop and you won't have dominion. Dominion is when you are talking like Coca-Cola. In every city in the world. Hello? There is a board. Actually, the board has now become synonymous with a shop. When you see that C-O-K-E, you know there is a what here? That's dominion. When you know global in thinking. This is why I say, think globally and act locally. Keep your eyes to the world, but be effective in your present environment. Are we getting somewhere? Yeah. Fill up the earth, the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and I like the next one. Have dominion over the birds of the air, over the fish of the sea, over the beasts of the land. Take note, ladies and gentlemen, the Black Book does not teach us to have dominion over each other. You want dominion? Go to the bush. Don't dominate your wife. You want dominion? Go to the sea. Then go and swim with the sharks there. Don't beat up your wife. Go to the bush. Meet up the lion, the elephants. Go and finish your frustration there. Then we can see who has dominion over the other. The Black Book does not teach dominion over each other. Dominion is to the birds of the air. Dominate the skies. Someone say amen out there. Dominate the seas. Someone say amen out there. Dominate the land. Not destroy it. Dominate it. We are halfway there, almost there. I walk around with this small little stick in my hand, and I call it a thinking tool. What is it? It has 3 divisions on it. 1, 2, 3. First section is the past, where we are coming from as Africa. You as an individual, where are you coming from? Number 2, where are we now as Africa, as Zambia, and as an individual? Number 3, where are we going? It has 4 rings on it. Ring number 1, how does the West think about it? How does the North think about it? How does the East think about it? How does the South think about it? Work with me nicely. What do the Americans say about this? What are the Europeans saying about this? What are the Chinese saying about this? What are the Africans saying about this? What were they saying in the past? What are they saying in the present? What are they going to be saying in the future? Now follow me carefully. This is thinking too. We're processing stuff now. 1, business. 2, politics. 3, governance. 4, media and propaganda. Every society, number one, must own its own businesses. Say business.
Business.
One more time, say business. Business. This is how colonialism was built. And if you want to destroy it, you must understand how it was made. This is wicked thinking. But I'll share it with you. Go to Africa, first thing you do, create businesses. Own the economy. After you own the economy, buy the politicians. All politicians are for sale to the highest bidder. The one who has money controls. If Bill Gates walks into Zambia right now, the whole parliament will get confused. Because his budget for his cell phone and his wife is equivalent to your national budget. Who was saying that the other time that when you don't have money, even at a funeral, you can't talk. Who was saying, yeah, I remember that one. At a funeral, you lift up the hand, no, please don't say anything, yeah? Wait right there. We are waiting for Mtita to come here. Rona, can you go please go and find some chickens and some goats too, and some firewood, please, don't forget. Yeah, bring some firewood. But you don't have money, shut up! Nothing you can say. Have the money. And buy the politicians. Then the politicians who have been bought by the business people, they appoint legislature and governance. The legal framework which controls the parliament, which controls the business. But literally, governance protects. Come on, work with me. The law protects. Come on, say it. The law protects and protects. You want to know when politicians are talking about you, what they call you? The poor people, the unemployed, the indigent, the poorest of the poor, the vulnerable, the disabled. When you hear a politician saying that, he is talking about who? So the legal system protects politicians. Because how do you glorify someone who is stealing your money, your taxpayers' money? How do you glorify him? A man who steals a loaf of bread to go and give his children is not a thief. That's hunger. But a man who fills up a house with money. I went to Rhapsody for lunch. Me and him, we bought a cranberry juice, 25 kwacha. And if you fill up a house with 500 million kwachas, how many drinks do you need to be satisfied? How many plates of food do you need to be satisfied? Come on guys, talk to me. How many pairs of shoes do you need to be satisfied? How many cars can you ride in at any time? Greed has destroyed this continent. Law protects politicians and protects
businesses.
In fact, justice is for sale. When you have money, you and your money can't be arrested together. Only one of you can go to jail. The other one remains outside. You know what I'm talking about, guys? Am I saying something that is familiar here?
Yes.
If you come to a millionaire and you say, oh, sir, we've come to arrest you. No, I can't talk to you. Don't talk to my lawyer. The lawyer comes here, sir, bail. And the bail remains in jail. And the man goes home. You as a poor man, you go to jail. So justice is for sale. Business buys politicians. Politicians appoint the judiciary and legislative framework and fill up their heads with all the nonsense that we want, knowing that none of them will question us on what we are doing. Many of us think that we are educated when actually all we have done is to swallow propaganda and popular opinions. Hey, there's COVID. Yeah, there's COVID. Have you seen it? I'm not saying there's no COVID. I'm just saying, have you seen it? Have you seen it?
No.
We told you many times ago, Africans harvest your indigenous knowledge systems. And you thought I had gone crazy those years. The other day I found one of our pastors with 5 liters of indigenous medicine in his car. And now says, hey, goodness, you will die here, you will die here. I'm drinking this. When I was saying these things, you even chased me away from church, saying Maponga is now talking to witch doctors and he has become a witch himself. He has fallen from the faith. Don't hurry. When you don't know, keep quiet. Because poverty will give you bitter medicine. And you may wake up to find that the solutions you're looking for, you've been running away from for the longest of time. If Africa must transform herself, let's start generating businesses. Don't listen to the rubbish of the church. Immediately when you've made money, let's identify amongst ourselves who can move into the political space. Once these people are in power, we give them power to change the laws of the land so that we can have laws and regulations which will govern us as Africans. Because what right now we call democracy is not democracy, it's democracy. The lifestyles, the food, the entertainment, the business that is coming with democracy is actually corrupt to the African culture. Our governments are forced to approve certain legislation so that they can get donations from America and from Europe. If you don't approve this, we won't give you money. If you don't approve this, we won't give you money. Have we ever gone to America and to Britain to tell them how they should live? Why should they come here and they tell us how to live? Pastors, with all due respect, hey, you did not get married because we never saw you coming to church. Who the hell do you think you are? Marriage is when a father takes your hand and gives you his daughter and says, she is now your wife. That's marriage. The pastor cannot do that. White weddings, white weddings, white weddings. Have you ever seen a white man doing a black wedding? No, this is real Christianity, real Christianity. A white wedding like the wedding of the Lamb, the wedding supper, the bride of Jesus. Some of the stuff which we call Christianity is white culture. So you don't become Christian because you are now European. As if God cannot accept you when you are an African. You must first of all be transformed to become like a white man. Then God will accept you. Even some churches, you cannot preach and stand on the pulpit without a jacket and a tie. Where in the Bible is it written, jacket and tie? For the culture of the white man has become the acceptable culture of Christianity. And people go and obey these things, thinking that they are Christians. Meanwhile, they're now coconuts, brown on the outside, white on the inside. Farmers of Thought is an institution that is interested in developing the estate of the mind. What are we thinking? The estate of reproduction. What are we producing and reproducing? Come on, guys. Did you hear the difference? What are we? And?
Reproducing.
So I'm not only talking about the Middle Estate as genitalia. I'm talking about that as our library for the next generation. What are we producing and what are we reproducing? And by the way, both estates, they grow grass. That's for the first learners. Yes, they both grow grass. You didn't hear that one, did you? Too fast for some of you guys. And the last one is the estate of the land. Hashtag, you cannot give the man the land underneath his feet if he does not own the land between his ears and the land between his legs.
That's it.
One more time. You can't give a man land under his feet if he does not own the land and the land. If a man does not control what he thinks, if a man does not control what he produces, you cannot give the estate of the land to that person. He will abuse the land. Africa needs to own her estate. Africa needs to own her estate. For whoever plants in this land has permission to harvest from it. What is the quality of seed that you are allowing to come through in your estate of the mind? Then we can talk about the estate of the land. I'm looking for a landing strip quickly. As we are building Africa, we need to build circles of power. Circles of
Power.
One more time. Circles of
Power.
You're going to stand in your 7 divisions as I'm concluding. Section number 1 are those who are in political power. I'm now introducing you to the real software of power. Political
Power.
Any politicians here? Shall we stand, please? Politicians stand. Yes, my honorable mayor. Politicians stand, all politicians. If you are working in government, infrastructure, work, all government employees, I'm not going to insult you, don't worry. All people who are in politics. Yes, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remain standing, remain standing. There is power that these people have to switch on our lights and switch them off. Huh? They run cities, sewage, and the water that you open up in your house. It's power. That's why they're called honorable, 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 honorable. We don't honor them, we honor what they are doing. In this space of political power, the highest office is the office of the president. Are you with me? Are we together? The highest office in the land. And when you get there, you are powerful. You are powerful. You can just clear your throat, switch off the lights at 9, and the whole country goes quiet. Political power. Take your seats, gentlemen. Section number 2, business and economic power. Can I have those on standing? Business and economic power. If by the end of this you have not stood anywhere, you need prayer and fasting. The business and economic space. This is the bloodline of any society. Small and medium enterprises. These are small and medium businesses. There is no limit. If right now all of you who are here can agree to put your savings in one place, by the end of next year, you can actually have your own community bank. Hello? Come on, guys. Your own community bank. Me, I'm making 250,000. Me, I'm making 1 million kwacha. Me, I'm making what? I'm making what? Agree with yourselves amongst yourselves. Just find a place, open up a company where all of you are just dumping your profits into that company. 6 months of deposits, we allow you to withdraw all your deposits plus profit to expand your business. to expand business. Ask me. You can go to the bank tomorrow and ask for 2 million, 3 million kwacha to buy a car. They will give you the car. And you must pay it back in 3 years to 5 years at most. Go to the same bank and ask for 2 million for a business. But for perishable goods, they'll give you. But they're not going to give you in cash, remember? They've mastered this. They just say, your loan has been approved. Please go to the bank, go to the car dealership, and pick up the car that you want and sign there. The bank manager transfers the money to the car industry. You are in debt. Immediately your car leaves the garage, is already depreciating. Businesses and transactions that don't profit a black man, banks are ready to sponsor those ones. But walk to the same manager and say, no, you've approved my loan for 2 million to buy a car. I don't want a car. Can I have that in cash? Because I want to expand my business. You'll hear a story from here to Monte as to why must we not give you the cash. But it's my money. Even the money for the car, I'm going to pay for it. Give it, put that money in my account. The one you've approved for the car. That's the last time you're going to talk to that bank manager. They don't have interest in developing black business people. They have an interest in sinking black business people into debt. Don't buy a car as a way of showing off that you're progressing. You are buying debt. Don't go to the bank to look for a loan to buy a car. You are buying poverty. Buy things. And from the profit of those things, buy your things. Wow. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? Get a loan to invest. The profits from your investment, you can use those profits to buy things. But don't buy things because you want status. You'll be poor. But those who are into the power business of money, remember when you have money, you have power. All in favor say aye. Take your seats. Group number 3, educational power. The academics, the professors, the teachers. Come on, are they in the house? Those who are into education. Teachers, professors, rectors. Yes, you stand against it from politics. 3 times you're standing. It's fine. You are diversifying your business strategies. I like that one there. This is powerful. In case you don't know, these are the people who are messing us right now with COVID. Or they need to say the professor of so and so, the professor of biochemistry, and the senior lecturer at the University of Massachusetts in microbiology says. Immediately when the educated person says, who can argue? There's power in education. But you can't just have power with the diploma and the small little certificate. If you want to get powerful, and that's what you want to do in terms of sharpening your education, then go for it. Yes, I understand. Don't just learn rubbish and useless things. How many legs does a grasshopper have? But if you want to get learned, and you want to understand your profession, then become an expert in that profession. Until the world looks for you to refer to. There is power in education. So since you are educated people, all of you, if by now the year is ending and you have not read a book, you are an embarrassment to yourself and to your profession. How many books have you read so far this year? How many books so far, Professor? 5. Sir, how many books have you read? 2. How many have you written? Okay. Pull up your socks. Pull up your socks. How many? You have read 2 so far. Okay. You are equivalent to the 2 that you know. You can increase, isn't it? How many books so far? 5, 4, 3. And how many have you written? Not yet. You're running late, sir, and the time is not on your side. Pick up your socks a bit. And finally, have you read anything? Which one did you read, Mama? You read one for church? Okay, you want to become a minister? Anyway, no embarrassment. But find something in your profession, sharpen it and improve. Shall we be seated? Group number D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Religious and spiritual power. Ministers. Abus. Bafundis. Okay, that's fine. There is also power in theology and spirituality. Because even the biggest in the country, when they die, all of them, they are gathered there with their big stomachs and their bodyguards. Can you please just find us a pastor who will come and just bury this person? You know what I'm talking about? Whether the pastor has passed matric, Form 4, Form 6 or not is not an issue. Just read also a passage and say, let not your heart be troubled. But there's power. But if these guys knew how to manage that power in the religious spaces, at moments such as this, spiritual power is needed. When the priest should stand in the community and show the direction in which power must go. When inauguration is happening, when leaders are being inaugurated, kings are being put into power, and etc., the religious man becomes the access of that power. And there's a position that spirituality and religion occupies, which no other person can. Therefore, if you say you are religious and you work with God, please don't lie to us. That God says when He did not say. And you better be in good books with Him, because when we need Him, and you are the access to us speaking to Him, you better have your story right. Because we are now in a generation where we are tired of lies. And this one is for you pastors. Then they say, bring ye the tithes and offerings into the house of the Lord so that there can be food. Question number 1. Do we have a church that is food? Where poor people can knock at 11 p.m. and get food? With just tithe envelopes that are in the shelves. And if we collect this money on behalf of God, and in Isaiah God says, I'm the husband of the widows and I'm the father of the orphans, then why do you refuse the woman the money of the husband? Shall we listen to it? Health, technology, and innovation. Thank you. Health, the next group. Health, technology, and innovation. These are also a problem right now in this season. Some of these are doctors, nurses. I don't want to insult you, as he did.
Oh.
Calling you Panadol distributors. I'll do better than him. I'll be more gentle in my approach with you. Please, medical field, go back to the villages. Harvest indigenous knowledge systems. Harvest indigenous medicines. Identify them. Package them. Patent them. Reproduce them. Market them. Create an industry using our own medicines. Our forefathers knew how to treat a cough, bronchitis issues, nasal issues. A big stone was put in the fire. The stone was removed from the fire, red hot, put on the floor. Big blanket was put there. some roots were put on the stone and a cup of water. People were put under the blanket and water was poured there. We steamed in the olden days. Some solutions of the future we are looking for, they are buried in the past we are running away from. Go back on holidays. Collect this information before it disappears. Old people are not getting younger. They are dying. And as they are dying without information and knowledge. Our health is in your hands. Take your seats. Last but not least, entertainment and media. Entertainment and media, yes. It's powerful. A soccer player is more popular than the Minister of Agriculture. Kalusha Maria. Hello, somebody? Kalusha walks past the mall, you will have more fans following him than the Minister of Sports himself. Isn't it funny? DJs, if Makadzi, the famous dancer from South Africa right now walks into town, people will lose their heads. Because even entertainment and sports can also make you powerful. But you need to find a way how to become the best at your sport, at your entertainment. Because through entertainment, you have access